Now a rare look inside a secret world where cameras have seldom penetrated. Into the heart of the Mexican town where human smuggling is the principal business. And would-be immigrants pay inflated prices for what may be their last purchases on this earth. Water to get them across the desert, coats to protect them from the night cold. And if all else fails, rosaries. Here's ABC's Jim Avila.
The cold, hard end of the road, a metal slab in the county morgue, Tucson, Arizona, where hundreds of unnamed immigrants end their desperate quest for an American life. And it falls to Robin Reinecke, an anthropologist working among the dead here, to tackle the huge task of identifying the remains of men and women who died crossing the Mexican border over the past 3 years.
I think it's really important for us to think about the human cost of our border today.
Down the hall, Robin keeps a solemn locker room.
People are carrying a lot of religious items with them, like rosaries, many prayer cards. It really, to me, it indicates that you're planning for something where you need extra protection.
Reinecke keeps a book filled with the hard luck cases.
So these are cases where the family's called in and they haven't found someone yet. They don't know what happened. Their son or daughter called from Altar and said, Mom, we're crossing the border tomorrow. As soon as we get across, I'm going to call you. And they never heard anything.
The call never comes.
Altar. It's a town we kept hearing about. It's an infamous, dusty crossroads for immigrants coming to the U.S. illegally. The coyotes who prey on them, and the drug cartels who some say control it all. Few have ever gone there with cameras. Who do we choose to provide a halo of protection? An unarmed, diminutive Good Samaritan named Sister Mercedes.
The economy is all based on the immigrants. Yes, the immigrants sustain the town.
She helps run a shelter for the migrants and is untouched by the cartels. So we venture through the heart of town, the Zocalo, or Center Square.
This is where they all meet, people from different places, from Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala.
There is a church here watching over it all. But the guys in these white vans do not seem very religious. They're coyotes. Their gutted vehicles line the square.
They take 20, even 30 people in there, like sardines.
Sister Mercedes says her experience is that these guys charge each of these sardines about 3,000 pesos or $230 for the 2-hour drive to the border.
¿Es para emigrantes?
But this coyote swears the price is only 100 pesos per head, about $8, and then is anxious for this nosy reporter to move along.
All of this is for the migrants. All of these products are what they buy to take with them.
Bags, jackets, ski masks, blankets. The desert gets surprisingly cold.
And everything's in camouflage.
And here, hanging up in every shop, is an item you won't see at Saks or even Walmart: carpet shoes.
That's what they put on so they don't leave footprints in the desert, so the Border Patrol doesn't find them.
Also in high demand, rosaries, protection from a higher source. And over here, we run into a group of would-be migrants sizing up those carpet shoes.
¿Cuándo su paso?
We plan to cross tomorrow at night if they give us a chance.
Mañana?
So far, Efrain says he has spent 7,000 pesos or $560 to make it this far. But that final leg looms, and that price tag to actually cross the border can be real money.
$4,000.
With real risks.
The biggest dangers are dehydration, snakes, and animals.
Their next and final step here in Altar is the most risky. They're meeting with the coyote.
Your part, how much money do you charge to get them from Altar to the United States?
Depende. It depends, but usually, to go to Phoenix, we ask $3,500.
Not sure if this is their coyote, but he was the only one willing to speak with us here at Altar. And then only if we didn't show his face.
Why do you think it's okay even though it's against the law?
If you don't rob the migrant, if you treat him well, it's fine. I believe we're offering them a service.
And that, my friends, is Altar. Very happy to get the sour taste of a predatory business out of our mouths. It's back to the other side of this story now. People actually trying to help out those desperate immigrants.
it's a very small space, as you can see, but as I tell different people, this is where the miracles happen.
Father Sean is a Jesuit, and he and his group, called the Kino Border Initiative, serve 2 meals a day with a heaping portion of dignity in Nogales, Mexico.
Encontramos en las manos de Dios.
So what is the mission?
Address the urgent humanitarian needs that people have.
Aren't you facilitating what people here frequently call illegals? Aren't you complicit?
Our motivation is a faith-based one. People are in very difficult situations and make very difficult choices. I don't believe they're criminals. I mean, I think these are people either fleeing violence or looking for a better life for themselves and their families.
Rufino, who has already traveled from Honduras across Mexico, now plans to cross the border into the United States the next day. Why do you want to go?
I want to help my family.
What kind of job do you think you will do?
I am a chef. I know how to cook.
So far, he's been on the road 20 days and is flat broke. His life savings of $500 extorted from him at cartel checkpoints. Who did you have to pay that to? A coyote?
No.
To who?
Bad people.
Are you afraid to cross?
No. I'm with God, man.
Irina Diaz is sad and lonely today. Her last 2 recent attempts to cross resulted in the capture of her husband.
How strong is your dream to be in the United States?
It's important to be in the United States for my children. They'll go to school and learn English.
All the trips, all the danger, it's all for these 2 kids, right?
They are everything to me. They will have a better life and won't suffer as much as me.
Giving up on the desperate journey that for some begins in a cynical town preying on immigrants, that delivers the vulnerable into our kitchens, our front yards. And yes, sometimes to that morgue where Robin Reinecke keeps the small mementos of the dead.
They're kind of humble, intimate things, you know. So I try to treat this with as much respect and dignity as I can.
We note that among the most popular of the items carried by immigrants, St. Jude, the personal saint of lost causes. For Nightline, I'm Jim Avila along the Arizona border.